It's Ron Reader digs the universe. I'm Ron Reader, and this is Ron Reader Digs the Universe. And tonight, now we annihilate conservatism. But first, let's bring us all up to speed on the ongoing fallout from last Tuesday's presidential election. So far, so good on post-election right-wing violence. There was one church shooting, however, a couple of days ago in North Carolina, and it's still under investigation. A little bit too early to know what the motivation of the shooter was, but overall, it's pretty quiet, so I'm optimistic. Biden has apparently won, and virtually the entire establishment is embracing this development as a fact, so it's very likely to stick. On the other hand, Attorney General Barr is now investigating irregularities in the voting, which prompted the Department of Justice elections guy to resign in protest immediately. So Trump is still trying to steal this thing, definitely. Establishment figures are assuring us that that is impossible, but those very same establishment figures gave us assurances back in 2016 that Trump would not win. So I'm watching and waiting. Nothing is for sure in politics these days. I mean, shit, Trump is refusing to give Biden's transition team money and access, totally unprecedented and seemingly motivated solely by spite. Anything could happen. But there's no need to be paralyzed in fear by this. Like I said, Biden's probably our next president. So, where do we go from here? Why, we annihilate conservatism, of course. Now, I'm not talking about caution with social change, respect for tradition, fiscal discipline. All that stuff is just fine in the abstract. No, I am talking about movement conservatism with a capital C, the set of contradictory and irrational beliefs that led to Trump. Racial animus, anti-science, xenophobia, abandonment of all inconvenient facts, cruelty, homophobia, sexism, greed. This is what conservatism has been for the last 30 years, and it's destroyed us. We voted Trump out, and good riddance, but the exact same social circumstances, cultural circumstances that brought him forth continue to thrive. There will certainly be another Trump-like figure, or God forbid, Trump himself returning for us in the future if we do not do something about those cultural circumstances. And let me tell you, it ain't gonna be easy. I was watching Chris Hayes on MSNBC the other night, and he was talking with a Democratic political operative about the election, about how Trump actually increased his share of the white vote even after everything, revealing the sick reality that about half, maybe more, of white America is racist, whether they think so or not. That's how bad things are. But then, as Hayes and his interviewee continued talking, segueing into a discussion about fighting for fractions of percentage points, I was like, that ain't gonna cut it. I mean, that's what political parties do, I guess, but it is a sort of political professionalism entrenched in the status quo. That is, Democrats fight only the foe they immediately face and do nothing about the long term, nothing about what creates that foe in the first place. Look, I don't know what it will take exactly to destroy conservatism. Certainly a massive ongoing propaganda campaign targeted not simply at conservatives, but at everybody, and it will take a lot more than that. The point is that if all we do is crunch numbers and try to win elections, we are guaranteed eventual failure. We must change American culture now, or die. I'm Ron Reeder, and this has been Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reeder, again next week for another episode of Ron Reeder Digs the Universe. Why, we annihilate conservatism, of course.